Coyotes were once associated with open deserts, remote grasslands, and the rugged western wilderness of America. Now they're silently slipping through the suburbs, adapting remarkably well to a world dominated by humans. From Seattle's outskirts to Miami neighborhoods, coyotes have infiltrated places once considered safe from wild predators. Many Americans have no idea coyotes live just blocks away until they spot one at dusk. Their golden eyes and cautious strides are becoming a regular, eerie sight in modern suburban settings. This growing phenomenon isn't a fluke. It's a powerful example of nature adapting in unexpected and unsettling ways. Unlike many large predators that declined under human pressure, coyotes expanded their territory across the entire country. They've filled ecological gaps left by wolves, mountain lions, and bears driven out by development and fear. One of their greatest strengths is versatility. They can survive on a stunning range of available resources. Coyotes will eat rodents, rabbits, insects, garbage, berries, fallen fruit, pet food, and even compost scraps. They don't need pristine forests or wide-ranging wilderness to thrive. They only need opportunity and cover. Vacant lots, storm drains, golf courses, and backyard fences offer enough shelter to support urban coyote life. These predators now live in virtually every U.S. state and most major metropolitan areas coast to coast. In Chicago, GPS collars have tracked coyotes navigating alleyways and highways with near uncanny precision. Some even learned how to wait at crosswalks, watching traffic lights before crossing intersections at night. They rest during the day in bushes, culverts, or under decks, and emerge after dusk to hunt. These urban coyotes often appear healthier than rural ones due to constant food access and fewer natural threats. Human development unintentionally created perfect habitats, patchy, varied environments full of easy prey and little predator competition. And while humans shape these landscapes, they rarely recognize how deeply coyotes have become embedded within them. Even in places with heavy traffic and dense housing, coyotes maintain wide territories and well-defined routes. They use train tracks, greenbelts, and drainage systems like natural highways to move between neighborhoods undetected. Despite increased sightings, most urban residents rarely notice coyotes unless they're specifically watching for signs of them. This invisibility is a survival strategy. They avoid direct contact with people unless they become dangerously habituated. Habituation occurs when coyotes lose fear of humans after repeated exposure without consequence or negative reinforcement. Feeding coyotes, whether intentionally or through unsecured trash, encourages bolder behavior that often leads to human conflict. In some areas, this includes coyotes approaching children, chasing joggers, or snatching small pets from backyards. While attacks on humans remain extremely rare, they've increased slightly in places where coyotes are frequently fed. Wildlife officials stress that feeding coyotes even once can lead to long-term behavioral shifts and danger. Once bold, a coyote may start testing boundaries, prowling near porches or stalking fenced yards silently. This brings them into closer proximity with pets, which are often viewed as prey, not companions. Small dogs left outside unsupervised even for a few minutes are particularly vulnerable to a hunting coyote. Cats, especially outdoor roamers, face even greater risks and are often preyed upon in suburban territories. In response, some neighborhoods have adopted public education campaigns emphasizing safety, deterrence, and responsible pet ownership. These campaigns teach residents to haze coyotes using air horns, motion lights, and assertive body language. The goal isn't cruelty, it's conditioning coyotes to avoid humans and see people as unpredictable and unpleasant. Relocation is discouraged because coyotes often return or die trying, and new coyotes fill empty territories fast. Killing coyotes also creates temporary relief. At best, survivors reproduce more quickly to fill the population void. This biological response, called compensatory reproduction, allows coyote populations to bounce back faster than many expect. Therefore, coexistence rooted in awareness, respect, and deterrence remains the most effective long-term management approach available. Meanwhile, ecologists are studying coyotes as models for urban wildlife adaptability and predator-prey balance in modern ecosystems. Their impact on rodent populations helps control diseases and reduce crop damage in both cities and farms. Without coyotes, some areas might suffer unchecked surges in rats, rabbits, or even Canada geese infestations. They also keep feral cat colonies in check, which in turn helps protect native bird species nearby. In essence, coyotes play the role of keystone predators in environments that no longer host their predecessors. Yet the question remains, are they beneficial neighborhood visitors or dangerous intruders that need stricter control? The answer is complex, as each community's ecology, layout, and human tolerance varies dramatically across regions. In some areas, residents welcome coyotes as reminders of nature's resilience and local biodiversity. In others, rising fears and pet losses spark demands for lethal control and strict wildlife enforcement. This tension reflects a larger societal struggle, how to balance urban growth with the wildness it displaces. As more green spaces become housing developments, displaced animals will increasingly show up where people live. Coyotes are just the beginning. Other species like bobcats, black bears, and even mountain lions are adapting. We're entering a new era where cities and suburbs may become hybrid ecosystems, teeming with hidden wildlife. For wildlife biologists, coyotes offer a window into how predators might coexist with humanity moving forward. For the average resident, they present a challenge learning to recognize wildness even in familiar surroundings. Instead of imagining nature as separate, we now see it encroaching, adapting, and quietly coexisting among us. Our gardens, alleys, and parks have become silent battlegrounds of adaptation, strategy, and evolutionary innovation. Coyotes represent both the costs and rewards of living alongside adaptable, intelligent, and untamable wild neighbors. Their howls may unsettle us at night, but their presence tells a much deeper, evolving story. They are not invaders, but survivors navigating human worlds with instincts that have spanned millennia. As urban sprawl continues, the line between wild and domestic will only blur further and faster. It is now up to communities to choose: do we fear the coyote or learn from it? Because this animal has no intention of leaving, and the suburbs have become part of its range. Coyotes are the ultimate urban predator, stealthy, clever, and perfectly suited to this new American frontier. And every time we see one trot across a lawn or hear a distant yip at night, we're reminded that no matter how modern our cities become, the wild still finds a way in.